We're speaking with, not just a comedian, Dave Hill, but also musician. He's in the band Valley Lodge. If you're a fan of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, he does the theme song to that show. He's been in several different musical projects. Also, he mixes that with his comedy and also a complete hockey fanatic. So before we go any further, Dave, welcome to the program. And have you been watching the playoffs?
Thank you for having me. I did catch some of the Rangers game the other day, and then last night I was trying to watch, and I realized I need to upgrade my cable. I don't know what happened. I sensed foul play because I swear I had every package imaginable, but maybe they so I was enraged. But yeah, I'm rooting for the Rangers because they play down the street.
Oh,
and,
right.
You know, as it goes. God forbid they get eliminated. I'll just move over to the next team.
And who would that be? I'm guessing since let me guess, as a man of metal, I'm guessing the Dallas Stars because of your work with Phil Anselmo of Pantera, and I'm just guessing that.
No, I mean, I have a hang up about, I like the Dallas Stars. My buddy Rhett Miller loves the Dallas Stars, so I don't hate them, but I have a hang up with even though, as a lover of the game who wants it to be everywhere, I shouldn't root against, but I have like an aversion to teams that play in areas where there isn't like naturally occurring ice and snow.
Yes, thank you. There shouldn't be palm trees next to a rink.
Yeah, it's the only area of my life where I feel like I wouldn't say that I'm conservative about it, but I'm like, I just have such like, I want there to be ice and snow, and like Tampa, probably the team I hate the most is Tampa, and they had like a pregame thing where they were broadcasting from like a swimming pool.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is so antithetical to the game. Like,
it's like the Golden Knights too. They have watch parties at pools.
Yeah, it's insane. And also, I mean, don't get me started. The Golden Knights, they have the best opportunity to have a cool jersey. They could have a night with like a flail or like a bloody axe or something. And then they just have like this helmet. It looks like it's like the logo for like a car alarm.
Right. Yes,
something.
exactly. Or like some kind of anti-rust treatment your car will go through. You all right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so lame. Like, it could be amazing. The best jerseys are always like in the minor leagues, like Sudbury Wolves in the OHL. They have a wolf that looks like it was drawn by like a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
And it's got like blood coming off the teeth. I have one. There's a separate patch for a drop of blood that's flying across the jersey. Like, that's what you want.
Yeah,
But
minor league teams have the best names too, like the Swamp Rabbits. Like, what the heck is a Swamp Rabbit?
Yeah. I got to ask you about your problem with hockey teams that are in places that don't have naturally occurring ice. In your book, The Awesome Game: One Man's Incredible Globe-Crushing Hockey Odyssey, do you not travel to Kenya to play hockey with a Kenyan team?
I do. See, I'm a man of contradictions. I want there to be 7 million teams in Kenya, but none in Florida. So that's how I feel. Like,
it's great.
The way that happened was given that I'm obsessed with, like, I'm really into non-NHL jerseys, so like minor league, junior, European leagues and things. And so I literally just I did a search like best non-NHL jerseys, and some website of course had like their top 10, and one of them was the Kenya Ice Lions, and I was like, Kenya, that must be like some small town in Ontario I've never heard of, And then I'm like, oh, it's actually Kenya. And there's one team in all of Kenya. They play in Nairobi, and in the only rink in the whole country. And I wrote to them, and I was like, can I come over there and play with you guys? And they're like, yeah, come. So I went, and their rink was closed because it was like right after things were opening up after pandemic, and so they're like, our rink's not going to be open for a few weeks, but we're playing roller hockey if you want to do that. And I was like, yeah, like, and I'm thinking like, I've never played roller hockey, but I've played hockey my whole life, so I'm like, I'll just come kick your ass at roller hockey. not taking into account I'd never played roller hockey before, and I was like literally like 30 years older than some of these guys, and like I went out drinking with them every night. So like by the time I finally got to play hockey with them, I was just like this old, really hungover guy, and they just kicked my ass for literally like 5 hours straight.
Are there any other hockey teams on the continent of Africa?
Yes. There's some in Morocco.
Really?
One or two. Yeah, I mean, they're mostly, I think most teams, like the Kenya Ice Lions, they're amazing. I mean, there's the Kenya Ice Lions, and then they have the Ice Cubs, which is like the teenagers and stuff.
Right.
And a lot of they're kind of like clubs, and then teams will come from other countries and play with them and stuff. So, yeah, there's a team in Morocco, and then that might be it. I'm guessing there's got to be one in South Africa.
Yeah.
But that was the craziest thing. Like, I looked, there's teams, like, so many, like, India, like, there's, like, a women's team that plays in the Himalayas. I tried to go over and play with them, but I just couldn't squeeze it in. But
no, Dave Hill doesn't have time for the Himalayas. He's a very busy man.
They maybe didn't have time for me. But, yeah, I'll get there one day.
Well, not only are you a hockey fanatic, you're also a musician, and you are a man of metal.
I am.
Yeah, which is great. And you incorporate that stuff into your act. You're going to be at Ralph's on Thursday night, which is the metal hotspot here in Worcester, appropriately so. So we're looking forward. How do you do that? How do you incorporate the metal into your comedy?
When I started comedy, I was still playing in bands and stuff, and then I kind of kept them separate, but eventually I was just like, it's too much hassle to like go do a comedy show and then play a music show. So I was like, why don't I just combine it? And it's just really laziness, more efficient. So, no, it's partly that, but mostly, there's shows here in New York, like Tom Papa's Come to Papa, where he has a house band, and Wesley Stace's Cabinet of Wonders. I was doing these shows where there'd be house bands, and then I was like, I should just bring my guitar and rip solos while I tell my jokes. And so I started doing that, and it was really fun, and I think it's like kind of more fun, more entertaining for the audience. And also, I shouldn't even be telling you this, but when you're ripping guitar solos, you only need half as many jokes. So if you have like a half-hour set, that's an hour show because you're ripping guitar solos in between. So yeah, so I'm gonna go on Tenacious tour with Tenacious D next week, and
nice.
I'll have their rhythm section, Scott and John. They'll come out and play with me for part of the set. So I do stand up for part of the set, and then usually I'll have like a rhythm section backing me, and it's just a lot of fun, and it gives me an excuse to play a lot of wanking guitar solos, which is one of my favorite things in life. It's probably like too much information, but I'm realizing my guitar playing, like I've developed like comedic guitar playing style, and then my sort of quote unquote real guitar playing style that I use in my band Valley Lodge and stuff like that. But I was saying to my friend Tom, who plays guitar in Valley Lodge, I'm like, I think they're all turning into one thing. All by way of saying, I think I'm doing like right hand tapping a lot of times when I shouldn't. If people know that, it's like Eddie Van Halen, like Eruption,
Right. Are you
more? Are you the layman?
Are you more Eddie Van Halen, or are you more Kirk Hammett?
Oh, Eddie for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all over the place. Like I love like the Replacements and Smiths and Husker Du and Bad Brains, and then I love Van Halen, and Led Zeppelin's my favorite band. Jimmy Page is my favorite guitar player.
Wow.
But I love Metallica, but like Kirk Hammett, I think he's with all massive respect, but he's a mere mortal compared to Eddie Van Halen.
That's a good way to put it, and I'm sure Kirk wouldn't mind you hearing.
No, I think he would agree. I would think.
Yeah. Have you been able to like play with some of the people you admire?
I have. Yeah, I've been really lucky to play with so many people, and now I don't know if you know this, but I'm a amazing BMX bike rider.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I'm not very good. I can only pedal, but I'm amazing at pedaling. But I did ride my bike, my BMX bike, on stage at the Pantera concert at Madison Square Garden a few weeks ago.
Oh my God!
But I played guitar with a lot of different bands that had me like come out and guest. Down from New Orleans. I played Jailbreak with Better Than Ezra recently, and I played with all kinds of folks. So it's really fun to just rip solos. And so again, I like playing with my dog. I like ripping solos
with the dog. Does your dog play anything?
He is really, the irony of it, or I guess the cruel joke of it all, is if there's anyone who doesn't like my guitar solos, it's definitely my dog.
Oh.
She's not a fan. When I pick up the guitar, she starts to whine. It's really, my girlfriend complains too, but the dog is really not into it.
Is there any other comedians that you like to jam with? Because I know Bill Burr plays drums. There's Dean Delray, Josh Adamire. Is there any other comedians that you end up jamming with or playing hockey with?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few, Steve Agee is a great bass player. If you know Steve, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy and all sorts of amazing stuff. He's a great bass player. Jonah Ray plays drums, and there's all sorts of people. Whenever I can, it's fun. But this is the thing, I don't let anyone else rip guitar solos. My rule.
That's right.
Shred it, bro.
There's only space enough for Dave Hill, and that's it.
I'll do shows, because I kind of do a Chuck Berry style where it's usually a different band every night, just guys that live locally. And we kind of just, I just call out the chords and we go. And I usually don't have a second guitar player, but once in a while there will be one, and he'll be setting up his pedals before the show, like his distortion. And I just walk over to him and like, hey, buddy, you're not going to be needing those. You're not hitting any.
Yeah, what are you doing? You're Malcolm Young in this situation, not Angus.
Yeah, you're not going to be shining tonight, pal.
Know your role.
You might have a KK Downing, Glenn Tipton situation, and then it's dueling solos, which can be exciting for the audience. But as an artist,
but if you're on the fourth line, know you're on the fourth line.
Right.
Don't try and be a goal scorer.
Exactly right. I thank you for that beautiful analogy.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you Thursday night, Ralph's Rock Diner here in beautiful Worcester, Massachusetts. Home of your Worcester Railers ECHL team. I hope you have a Railers jersey.
Or an Ice Cats jersey.
Yeah.
I'm going to get, I don't yet, but let's put it out there if anyone wants to bring me one. I'm learning, the more people are aware of my hockey fandom, I have gotten some pretty sweet jerseys lately that people will send me. So I'm definitely open. I wear a medium without pads. If anyone's listening.
Pads.
Do you want it with or without the fight strap?
I like a nice fight strap. You never know.
I mean, the guy's a hockey guy. He's a rocker.
Yeah.
He's a comic. How are me and Dave not best friends yet?
Actually, that's true. The fight strap will come in handy in both hockey and comedy and in music.
Exactly.
Yeah.
1,000%. And the fact that you guys have referenced the fight strap, I feel like we're already best friends.
Yeah.
Most of the world, you don't get enough fight strap references.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know why, Dave? You know why? Because they're trying to get rid of fights in hockey, and it's sad. That's why.
Yeah, I don't think it'll work out,
Yeah.
Especially with Rempe on the Rangers, right?
Oh
my gosh, yeah. It's pretty wild. It's basically impressive.
All right. Dave Hill will be at Ralph's Rock Diner Thursday night, bringing the comedy, the music, the hockey, everything that's in Dave Hill's world, and we are just better for it. We appreciate it. And check out his book, hockey fans, The Awesome Game, One Man's Incredible Globe-Crushing Hockey Odyssey. Dave, we appreciate your time, man. Thanks. Looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, everyone come out. Attendance mandatory.